Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back here with another reaction video. I know not so long ago, about 5 or 10 minutes ago or so, I reacted to the rise of the ultras inside the world of Italy's diehard fans. And I don't know if I mentioned that was on, I might have accidentally said it was on The Sun, which I thought was recorded onto YouTube from The Sun, but it wasn't. It was actually Sky News. I think at one point both were owned by Rupert Murdoch. I think at the moment he still owns Sky News, but I don't know if I think he sold his stake in The Sun. But anyway, so it is on Sky News, and this one is on Sky Sports News if you want to check out the original version, which is Violence is Getting Worse, on Sky Sports News. I'm not a big fan of The Sun or Sky Sports News, to be honest, but I suppose it's quite an interesting documentary. And again, if you want to watch the original, but I know with the last one I did pretty much watch the whole thing anyway. So I know some people, when they do reactions like Blasphemous HD, he chops bits out and all that kind of thing and edits them, but I just do them live. So these are my live reactions, generally speaking, well, unless I change in the future, but they're pretty much all live. But yeah, I was thinking as well that I probably shouldn't be bringing attention to it or highlighting the hooliganism and that kind of thing in Italian football, but I thought I'd react to them anyway and talk about my 2 cents, which, because as they say, talking about my views basically and that kind of thing, and also offer potential ideas of how these can be changed. And I suppose if you don't acknowledge the problem, admit to a problem and acknowledge a problem, it's probably not possible, or certainly very hard to change. I suppose it's a bit like they say in Alcoholics Anonymous. Even though I don't drink, as it might not be able to tell, but I don't drink or take drugs, believe it or not, which many people might be surprised about given my behaviour and stuff like that, mannerisms and whatnot. And I did think of saying like apologies for my poor punctuation, which I haven't managed to improve yet. But anyway, I'm going to roll this clip. I think I've covered everything for the intro. So yeah, they're on, as I say, this one's on Sky Sports News. The other one was on Sky News. The one I just covered. If I said The Sun, I meant Sky News. So please forgive that mistake. If I did say, I can't quite remember if I said that or not. But also, I'll say I don't know if I should bring attention to such, but maybe the issue needs to be, or the issues even need to be tackled. So I'd love to see Italian football getting rid of, or at least limiting, football hooliganism and violence, racism, prejudice of all kinds, and that kind of thing, corruption, and like match fixing, crimes and criminality generally, and that kind of thing through football, and whatever other issues it has, becoming more attacking in terms of style of play, obviously not in terms of the other. So becoming less attacking in terms of violence, more attacking on the pitch. But anyway, I'll roll the clip. I think I've covered everything I was going to say for the intro, but I'll probably pause it a little bit. Another thing I was going to say actually is this is only just under 2.5 minutes long, so it won't be quite as long as the just over 19 minutes I made last time. Hopefully I'll try and keep it under 10 minutes and as short as possible. But with that being said, having said that, here goes.
Football ultras are being blamed for an increase in violence across European stadiums.
Sky News correspondent Adam Parsons has been to Italy to meet a group of Inter Milan ultras to find out more.
Running street battles involving groups of hardcore football fans known as...
I suppose this is sort of from the report of the video I watched, as I say, about 10 or 15 minutes or so ago. Yeah, this is probably just part of the shorter version of the report, maybe. But I love to go to Italy to share my ideas on football and how to improve Italian football so it can win more trophies. And I think getting rid of, or at least limiting, hooliganism and violence and crimes and things like that as much as possible would go some way to helping Italian football to improve its image and hopefully acquire more fans, more sponsorship money and things like that, investments and basically that kind of thing, which I hope will increase success on the pitch as well if there's less hooliganism. But I'd love to know what people think about that. As I said in my last video, I suppose some people will be drawn to the hooliganism and that kind of thing, so it could make people talk about your league more. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that having less hooliganism will probably help on the pitch. And again, they could channel that energy. Again, I mentioned in my last video, that they could channel that energy into coaching and helping to fundraise for the clubs and things like that, avoiding fines and other such punishments.
The ultras are the most dedicated supporters, but some are linked to crime and a growing tide of violence. Many of the Inter Milan train for combat here, a fight club in the city suburbs.
It is like a religion. It's different to people who is not part of this.
The battle lines are clear. It's about territory.
So, the city, we don't like you, and we don't want to see you. If you come, maybe we can have a problem.
There are no rules, except one. You can use fists, rocks, knives, but not guns. Watching us is Andrea. Marco calls him his war minister. Another ultra with a long history of violence, several fights too many. Now he's paying the price.
Yes,
we had an argument, then a fight, and I broke his. Because of this, I got another 10 years banning both.
But as well as these moments of anger and violence, there is often racism, a chronic problem in Italian football. Joseph Manala spent a decade playing in Italy. He remembers the racism.
The fans took it out of me. I scored the goal. We had beaten the other team.
So it does seem like this is pretty much the same as the video I covered. Apologies, but I didn't realise it was pretty much the same report. Might be a little bit different, but anyway, I was thinking I wonder if you think I'm being naive to think that relations can be improved between Italians and black people or the rest of the world, black people, Asians, and other groups through football, including my own fellow mixed race people, through football, and like I say, migrants could be included through football teams and showing what they can contribute with their skills. Like if Italy could have the next Kante, Henry, or Zizou, even Zidane, people like that, and also helping to build, as I say, football pitches, stadiums, whatever the correct word is, or whichever term you prefer, and academies and things like that, and being involved in those academies as well. So some of them could help build them, and some of them could be involved. But yeah, again, apologies, I didn't realise it was pretty much the same report as the other one. But I'd love to know what you think about whether you think I'm being naive in whether Italy can tackle prejudice, violence, hate, and that kind of thing. Do you think that's possible? And if so, is it possible in a large scale? And also, what suggestions you might have yourself. So anyway, I'll probably wrap this up. I can't think of much else to say, but I say that the thing I was thinking about, as I mentioned in my last video, like with the boxing sort of thing, the problem was not wanting to repeat myself as I often do, but I was wondering whether to pause it as I did in my last video and say once again that the idea, the boxing gym sort of thing or whatever, gave me the idea that instead it could be they could be involved, as I say, in the coaching. As I said in my last video, like learning about football, coaching, learning about better diets, and things like that. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of tattoos or piercings or stuff like that, but I think people should do whatever they want as long as it doesn't infringe on other people's right to do whatever they want as well, if that makes sense. But yeah, I wonder if you think I'm being naive, as I say, and whether you think there are ways to get rid of, or at least tackle, at least limit, if possible, and preferably prevent football hooliganism. Maybe they could target young people to get them into football and being proud of the football teams winning trophies rather than hooliganism. Obviously, a trophy is something. So, Inter Milan, Roma, or any other Italian teams having trophies at club and stroke or country level, obviously would be something that you can actually look at. Whereas I don't think many people would look at like who won. Maybe some of them would, but some people would. Obviously, those involved in the hooliganism, but many really look at that as something to be proud of or whatever. But I'd love to know what you think, and again, whether I'm being naive or not, and what suggestions, solutions, ideas, or whatever you have yourself. Anyway, have a great day. Peace and love.